Hello and welcome. We're so glad you're here. If you're with us on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us on Zoom, drop a hi in the chat. We'd love to say hello back. If you're with us in person, hello everybody. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and sign the guest book either in the lobby or at oakcliffuu.org/guest. Got it. Today's sermon is Operation Spaghetti Bird. Joy and Joyness with me. I'm doing the sermon today. You know what that means. Tiara Day. Oh yeah, can't have Alicia in the pulpit without a tiara, right? You just can't do it. I'd wear a ball gown if I owned one. I should probably buy one. Anyway, when I get the money. So yeah, a weird little title from a weird little person. Yeah, let's have some fun today, right? All right, announcements. Workday Wednesdays are now Teamwork Tuesdays. Join us this Tuesday and most Tuesdays thereafter from 4 to 6 to tackle some maintenance and improvement projects around campus. And a huge thank you to the amazing, wonderful Kenneth Jackson for taking on this project. If you have a couple hours to share on Tuesdays, I'm sure that he would really appreciate the help. And come on, who better to spend the day with, right? All right, we as a congregation have committed to doing the work to become not just non-racist, but anti-racist. That means actively working and fighting against systems of oppression. There are two big ways that you can contribute to this mission of ours. One, join the Widening the Circle of Concern work group at 3 o'clock on Mondays. They are getting stuff done in there. They are doing the work. Very good stuff. Two, if you are white identifying, we encourage you to join our white anti-racist accountability group the first and third Sundays. That's today. Today is the third Sunday at 12:15 in Hope and on Zoom. We will be talking, reflecting, and learning how to do better. Not just be better, but do better as well. Both. You got to have both. All right, for all the stuff going on at our church, check out the e-blast. We have Widening the Circle of Concern updates. Of course, there is great stuff on what to do when you commit a microaggression. We also have the Phoenix Rising Southwest UU Women's Conference, March 3rd through 5th. They'll be focusing on reproductive rights and have some great workshops. There is also lots of Texas UUJ Justice Ministries stuff, including their Legislative Action Day, March 13th, and their We Cry Justice Action Hour every Thursday night. So check out that great stuff. All right, it is Sunday and we don't stop the fun after the service. No, we have talk back at 11:15. That's where we get together to talk about the sermon and related topics. And today's sermon is mine, so I'll be there. We also have Adult Religious Exploration at 11:15 with Sarah over in Charity North and on Zoom. So lots of great stuff to do today, right? All right, let's get to it, y'all. To everyone out there, I hope that you all have a very happy Sunday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. This is my first time up here doing this, so if I make a mistake, let me know. I would like to welcome all. Thank you for being here, for having the courage and the curiosity to come. We welcome you. If you're here for the first time, we welcome you. If you're here for the 101st time or 1,001st time, we welcome you too. Whatever your tradition, your gender, your age, race, sexual orientation, or background, you're welcome in our community. We hope you will find here comfort, connection, challenge, respect, and above all, love. Opening words from Melanie Davis, Exploring Who We Are. Under the right circumstances, playing with fire is a delight. Imagine being gathered around a fire pit as the crackling flames invite us to sing, dance, and roast and toast a marshmallow or two. Our chalice also invites us to play, although with ideas rather than with marshmallows. The flame encourages us to explore who we are, who our neighbors are, where we are on our own spiritual journey. Today we light this chalice in the spirit of play. Let us trust the light to guide us in this hour and in the days to come, finding joy along the way.
Gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do. Oh Lord, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. 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 You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing. Oh Lord, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. 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 You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you gotta dance. Oh Lord, you gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. 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 You gotta laugh when the Spirit says laugh. You gotta laugh when the Spirit says laugh. When the Spirit says laugh, you gotta laugh. Oh Lord, you gotta laugh when the Spirit says laugh. 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 You gotta shout when the Spirit says shout. You gotta shout when the Spirit says shout. When the Spirit says shout, you gotta shout. Oh Lord, you gotta shout when the Spirit says shout. 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 You gotta do when the Spirit says do. You gotta do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you gotta do. Oh Lord, you gotta do when the Spirit says do. 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 Spirit says do.
You are not alone with your sorrow, just as I am not alone with mine. Our covenant of right relations makes this so. You and I are bound by our promise to commune. In community, the burden of a heavy heart is shared. A burden shared is a burden lightened.
When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love.
This Sunday, like every Sunday, we reaffirm our promise to one another. Our promise makes clear the call to celebrate. For that which brings you joy, makes you grateful, brings you peace, we, your sacred community, celebrate. We celebrate together and magnify joy, heighten gratitude, and spread ever-increasing peace.
Would you please rise and join us in our covenant?
Because we love one another. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. Because we love one another, we celebrate life's abundance in service to each other, our community, and the world. Because we love one another, we connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together. Porque nos amamos una al otro. Honoramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Porque nos amamos una al otro, celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Porque nos amamos uno al otro, ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y excepción. Así que hacemos pacto. Thank you. Be seated, please.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if I went to the worship committee, asked for a sermon, begged all of you to come here, and all I did was show you a slideshow of cats? Yeah, that's one of mine. Oh, there's all three of them at the window. They're so cute. Oh, she eats at the table. It's cute. Keep going. Yeah, you're wondering if this is really it, aren't you? They love each other. That's not even my cat. That's Rita's cat. It's Rita and Kenneth. Heather's cat. Jade's cat. Yeah, we're doing this, aren't we? More of my cats. All right, enough silliness. Just kidding. Y'all know this is me. There's going to be more silliness. We're on a bridge, Charlie. A bridge to Candy Mountain. There's a magical Leo Puridon. Okay. There we go. All right. I've never done this before, a whole sermon. I've been up here, but I've never done a whole sermon, so where to start? Most of you know my story. I've told it plenty of times. So if you've heard some of this before, feel free to zone out where appropriate and think about squids or cats. Cat squids. That's crazy. Scott and Kathy's cat. I was raised in this church. Then I left. I was a teenager. Yeah, I was broody. That's why I wasn't in church. As an adult with kids, I came back. It was at the request of my mom, who was given a sermon that day for Easter/April Fool's Day. That's my sister with baby Amara. That is the day we came back. That is the day we came back. See the color of the building? The sermon was about how Jesus was probably a really funny guy. The sermon was funny. When I showed up, everyone was wearing Easter hats and bonnets. I was so delighted by this and more than a little disappointed that I hadn't known to bring my own hat. Everyone was just so happy, and they were all having so much fun with these silly little hats. It was just a little bit of added joy, you know? But it made people smile, and it made me smile. My family sat together and listened to the sermon. Every once in a while, my mom would pause so my stepdad could walk around the room with a little Easter basket. Someone in the audience here would draw a piece of paper and read off a joke. It was light, it was fun, it was the kind of church I wanted to belong to, even though I hadn't known I wanted to belong to a church. There are many reasons why I came back to church when I did. I was raising young kids in a conservative county in a conservative state. I wanted them to have a liberal-minded community. I wanted them to experience the type of expansive religious education I had as a child. I wanted my own community as well. These are the reasons I came back to church, but I came back to this church because of the people, the love, and the joy. How wonderful to find a group of people who would wear silly hats with each other. I have a lot of great memories of this church, some from before that day, and many since then. A lot of people in this room have been here for a long time, so I know y'all have some amazing memories too. Chili cook-offs, social nights, sing-alongs, bowling, Halloween carnivals, haunted forests, water balloon fights, and so much more. My mom's always talking about me as an Easter bunny when I was a teenager. There it is. Y'all get it. But we've also had some really fun services. Water communion and in-gathering are two of my favorites. Blessing of the animals and blessing of the backpacks. Remember when we had a mariachi band play up here? I need water. An entire mariachi band was up here, and there were decorations honoring of the... No, I got it, Carol, please. Is she getting me water? Maybe she just needs to go to the bathroom. That's fine. Anyway, the space was transformed. It was amazing. Jim has given a service on UU jokes. Robertus gave one where art was displayed all around the space. Mavis gave one that was all of us listening to social movement music. I remember one service where we were all asked to laugh, to just start laughing and keep going. Just It was so awkward at first, but it was fun because we did it together. We've had pagan rituals and maypole making. We've had meditation services. I remember Renee once having us all walk and dance around the room. Forgive me, Renee, I don't remember why we were doing it, but we did. And I do remember sharing in community together. We have sung, danced, laughed, played, and shared in ritual together in this space. These have been some of my favorite times here. All right, I talked earlier about the sermon my mom gave when I came back as an adult. Now I'd like to mention the first sermon I heard when I came back as a member. It was Elaine Wildman, one of the founders of UUCOC, for those who don't know. And it was about the responsibilities we share as members of a small church. And we are a small church. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, I don't know what you're thinking. A lot of you are really weird. But some of you may be thinking, ew, responsibility. I have enough of that. Me too. I got 3 kids. I got Alan. That's a handful.
You're welcome.
I homeschool. I sometimes have one of those job things. I don't need more responsibility. What I need is candy and naps. In fact, it's not naps. I'm sorry, it's not naps.
Oh, candy.
No naps. A few years ago, I visited my sister-in-law in Oklahoma, and we agreed to join her family at church. They go to one of those monster churches. I mean, big, y'all, big, huge. If she hadn't been there to guide me, I don't think I ever would have escaped those hallways. Like, I would still be there. Seriously, I have a pretty good sense of direction and was lost almost immediately. When we got there, we checked in at a digital station, like a kiosk. They had them all over. Jensen, sit down. The kids area was bigger than this entire building. And we checked the kids in electronically. We got like receipts for them. It was nuts. They even had a whole coffee bar like in there. It was crazy. So it was kind of amazing, right? It was so streamlined and modern. Everything was taken care of. I could show up, drop off my kids, and go do my thing. But it wasn't right for me. I can definitely see why some people would want such a large church. You can be anonymous. You can feel a part of something bigger without ever having to really contribute. You can listen to a sermon, feel moved, go home, and not think about church for the rest of the week. For the people here who do 90% of the work of keeping this place running, I bet that sounds pretty amazing right now, doesn't it? But you know what was missing? Blessed community. Our blessed community. Being a member of this church is about being a family, being more than a family, because we are chosen family. We choose to be with each other, to uplift each other, care for each other, to share in each other's joys and sorrows. A shared joy is a joy doubled. A shared sorrow is a sorrow halved. We choose to love each other despite, and sometimes because of, our flaws. We choose to walk our ever so different spiritual paths together, to make each other laugh and to make each other better. Sometimes that means sharing hard truths or holding each other accountable for hurts or wrongs, accidental or on purpose. But it always means doing so in love and with the purpose of growth. In the words of the 12th Doctor from Doctor Who, never be cruel and never be cowardly. And if you ever are, always make amends. We choose to share in this blessed community, to commit to loving each other, to bettering ourselves, to growth, to kindness. We choose this family and this path because it is right for us, because it nourishes something inside of us. It is not always easy, but for those who choose to stay, it is worth it. I think that was the building of the stage. But it is not self-sustaining. If I want a strong marriage, I have to work on it. If I want a loving friendship, I have to give of myself. If I want a great relationship with my kids, I have to grow, adapt to their needs, and be fiercely loving. If I want a strong relationship with my church, I need to do these things too. If I want that community, I have to contribute. I have to be as invested in its success, in its growth, in its warmth and happiness as I am with my husband, my children, my friends, my family. When I can help the people I love thrive, I feel joy. We should all feel that way toward our church too. After all, we've chosen this family. I am sorry for this. But it goes both ways, doesn't it? A lot of you seek out a chosen family because their own fell short. Our church needs to support us as the wonderful people we are. We need to see each other for the myriad and incredible qualities we all bring to the table. Not everyone wants to be a greeter. Not everyone wants to be a leader. Not everyone wants to get up here and preach. Not everyone wants to record announcements every week. Yet these things need to get done. I don't want to do the laundry at home, but someone has to. Do I hate it? Yes. Is it tolerable? Honestly, yeah, it's tolerable. You know what ruins my day? Cleaning the living room and the dining room. I will scrub the toilets, take out trash, do loads of laundry if I don't have to clean those rooms. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just hate them. Likewise, there are things at church that I just don't want to do. Things that would make me hate it here, things that would drain me and make me want to leave, and that's the last thing we want. So I say yes to the laundry things, announcements, emailing people who sign the guest book, CC meetings, a few other things, and I say no to cleaning the living room, metaphorically. If we all do this, help where we can, the house stays clean, the bills get paid, the kids get fed, leaks get patched, the house is cared for, the church is sustained. But a house isn't a home just because it is sustained. It is a home because of the joy inside. We have been through a lot in the past few months, the past few years. To the people who held us together through COVID, through the trials and tribulations of the past several months, thank you. Thank you for working so hard to make sure we'd all have a place to return to. Thank you for finding ways to keep us going even when it felt impossible, even when it was hard and heartbreaking. As it should, sometimes disruption brings reflection. And one of the things I've been reflecting on lately is my role in this church. I ask myself the question we've all asked ourselves 100 times, what kind of church do I want to belong to? And what am I willing to do to create that space? But further than that, what am I good at? What do I want to bring to the table? How can I contribute in a way that feeds me, that brings me joy? And that was it, joy. So I have 2 pictures of me just feeling utterly joyful, and that is one, in Hawaii. Joy is important. We have committed to doing some hard, soul-searching, sometimes exhausting work. It is transformative work. It is important work, and it is necessary work. But it is hard. True transformation usually is. Witches, pagans, and psychology enthusiasts here know the term shadow work. That is what we are doing. Community shadow work. We are digging down into our own traumas, revealing them and healing them. It's not quick, it's not easy, and there are no shortcuts. The only way over is through. Anyone who has done shadow work knows that it is always worth it, though. It is necessary. It is a blessing. And I feel blessed to do this with you all. Most of the time when I do shadow work, I'm alone. This time, I'm not. I feel grateful to share with my friends, even if I am sharing in mutual dismay and sadness, because I am also sharing in revelations and self-reflection. It feels good not to be alone in this. And that's what's so special about a blessed community, not having to do the work alone. It takes strength to change, and that strength comes from community and joy. A couple weeks ago, I heard Renee say, this work can be joyful. This work should be joyful. It is joyful work that we are doing. And she's right. I am joyous that I am not the same person that I was at 30, at 25, and God help us any age before that. She's cute, but she's got issues. I am joyous that I am more compassionate than I was at earlier ages, kinder than at earlier ages, more sure of who I am. I am joyous at all that I have learned, and especially for the hard lessons, because those were the ones that really stuck, the ones that really made me who I am. And I am joyous that this church gets to learn and grow and change too. I am joyous to share this journey with you. The joy that we share as a community is as important as the work. It is the joy that sustains us, that brings us together. When we share our sorrows, I feel closer to you. When we share our joys, I feel closer to you. Part of being a UU is that you don't get to stop learning, stop growing. It is a spiritual path, not a spiritual, I really blanked at this point. Place where you stop and stay forever. My couch, maybe. This is not a spiritual my couch. We each walk our own separate paths, but we walk them together. I may not believe in your gods, and you may not believe in all of mine, but we will respect and uplift each other. You may not be chanting with me on a full moon in a dark graveyard with a bunch of crystals, candles, enchanted water, a crow that may or may not be a trickster deity in disguise, and a cat who is most definitely a trickster in disguise. But I know that you support me. We are bonded, not by our spiritual beliefs, but by our principles. And each of those principles are grounded in love. And what is more joyous than love? Our blessed community is grounded in love. And I'm ready to share more joy with you all. The joy does not replace the hard work. It supplements it. It feeds us, gives us the energy, the spirit, and the fuel to persevere. It bonds us together as we embrace who we are, who we want to be, and who we are becoming. The hard work of change can be made easier when we do it together with love and joy. This is the bird part of my Operation Spaghetti Bird. Scott and I were talking about all this, the hard work, the transformation, and he said he'd like to see us rise like a phoenix from the ashes. I'd been thinking about all the ways I wanted to contribute to the church, and I said, I'd like to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Hence, Operation Spaghetti Bird, Phoenix and spaghetti. So let's talk spaghetti. I have committed to taking over one service a month for the rest of the year. That wasn't my original intention when I walked into the worship meeting with my little plans for joy, but that's just how these things go, isn't it? I've said for a long time, don't complain about how you think something should be done unless you're willing to do it. I want more joy in this church, so I'm going to bring it. On these Sundays, I will not be preaching. I will be practicing and engaging in rituals of joy with you. Because it's me, it will most likely be a theme day like today. But nobody has to participate. Sometimes it's just as fun to watch your friends do silly things as it is to do silly things yourself. I don't want anyone to feel pressured or obligated or out of their comfort zone. This is really important to me, y'all. I want you to feel safe, feel happy, and feel joy. And you can do that sitting quietly in the back row as much as you can, playing musical chairs with me. So, participation optional. The purpose of these rituals of joy will be to increase the collective joy of this church and its members, to bring us together in laughter, love, and community. They will probably often be silly, and I do not intend to repeat any this year. This will be a year of experimentation, of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. And you can throw your own spaghetti. All right, it's time. It's time to tie in all the themes of this sermon. That means it's almost over. Yay. Rude. That's a spaghetti cat. While I am committing to a Sunday a month, you don't have to. What I am asking is this. Consider your role in this small church, in this blessed community, in this chosen family. Consider the ways that you can help maintain, whether it's Teamwork Tuesdays, widening the Circle of Concern Action Work Group on Mondays. When I was a kid, I remember spending one summer up here in a very poorly ventilated Hope, painting the building with my mom. Things like that. In the past few years, people in this church have taken on the tasks of reorganizing and maintaining the library, building this stage. We've had emergency preparedness and first aid workshops. Kenneth. Almost everything that gets done around here, from the stocking of the nursery to the building of the new awning to the washing of the dishes, is done by volunteers. Every kids RE and adult RE class, every Comic-Con, fall festival, and auction. So where can you help? Can you be on the board? Can you be on a committee? Is the kids program important to you? Can you help build it? Or can you volunteer on occasion? How about the ever-important coffee service? From huge events to small day-to-day items, there are a million things that need to get done. Where can you help? And also, where can you bring your own special talents, your own special joy? People have been talking for ages about starting a knitting or crochet group where we can learn together. An art class, a social night, a tarot trading class. What's it called?
Joyness tarot.
It doesn't have to be a regular thing. Do it once. Throw it at the wall. See if it sticks. See if it brings joy. Want to do both things at once? Help maintain the church and bring joy? Take on your own ritual of joy service. Do a cookie community. Organize a stone soup service, where we all bring ingredients, put it together, and share in the creation and eating of the soup. Bring music into our sanctuary in whatever way moves you, or dance, or art. Create a service that doesn't revolve around a sermon. We'll still have those, don't worry, but around something unique, you, and joyous. In what ways can you bring joy to your blessed community? What rituals of joy can you create? In addition, I'd ask everyone to support these efforts and endeavors. It takes a lot of courage to try something new, and often a lot of hard work. So, If the spaghetti doesn't stick, let it fall, and enjoy the fact that you got to throw some spaghetti with your friends. Put my shoes back on.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There will be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that land. There will be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There will be justice in that land. There will be justice in that land. There will be justice in that land where I'm bound. There will be justice in that land. There will be justice in that land. There will be justice in that land where I'm bound. There will be singing in that land. There will be singing in that land. There will be singing in that land where I'm bound. There will be singing in that land. There will be singing in that land. There will be singing in that land where I'm bound.
Join me in reciting the Widening the Circle of Concern covenant. We, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff, commit ourselves to the study and dismantling of racism and oppression within our congregation. We commit our congregation and ourselves to the work of anti-racism and anti-oppression. We commit ourselves to listening, to learning, and to action. When we fail, we commit ourselves to trying again and again. We covenant to begin this work and to continue until all of us can truly say that we are a beloved community of justice, equity, and compassion. Thank you.
For people who still don't think that microaggressions are a problem,
Oh, you're so well spoken.
just imagine, instead of being a stupid comment, a microaggression is a mosquito bite.
Ugh, it's a compliment.
Mosquito bites and their itch are one of nature's most annoying features. But if you're only bitten every once in a while,
No, where are you really from?
Cleveland?
sure, it's annoying, but it's not that big a deal. The problem is that some people get bitten by mosquitoes a lot more than other people. I mean, a lot more. Whether it's on a date,
Oh, your English is so good.
Excuse me?
going grocery shopping,
You know, everything happens for a reason.
I'm just buying apples.
commuting to work,
So when are you gonna have a baby?
watching TV,
We have to keep the Redskins name. It's part of our culture and history.
or just walking down the street with your partner.
I couldn't even tell you were gay.
Mosquitoes seem to pop up everywhere.
Do you know John? Give me shopping advice. I love Cher too.
And getting bit by mosquitoes every day,
Can I touch your hair?
multiple times a day,
So pretty.
Can I touch it,
hair?
please? I want to touch it. Can I, please?
is annoying. And makes you want to go ballistic on those mosquitoes, which seems like a huge overreaction to people who only get bit every once in a while.
It's just a mosquito bite. Who cares? Just another angry black woman.
Of course, beyond just being annoying, some mosquitoes carry truly threatening diseases that can mess up your life for years.
Astrophysics? Maybe you should try less challenging, Major.
Ow, my dreams.
And other mosquitoes carry strains that can even kill you.
He looked like he was up to trouble, okay? I felt threatened.
So next time you think someone's overreacting, just remember, some people experience mosquito bites all the time.
You're all so exotic. Wow.
And by mosquito bites, we mean microaggressions.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and hope, for we are now the keepers of the dream. To make an offering, the basket is being passed around. Please, if you are offering towards your pledge, you can put it in an envelope, put your name on it.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
May Love Permeate by Becca Reynolds. May love permeate your every heartbeat. May faith guide your every step. May truth and compassion be your internal traveling companions. And may a deep, abiding spirit rest joyously in your ever-waking wish and your ever-resting dream.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
This will be our first ritual of joy. We will be, as you greet your neighbor and as you go out into the world today, enjoy this ritual of joy. I don't know, pop balloons, y'all. Pop them in the eye.